And what's going on, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Diamond Duck Discussions, unfiltered. Coach Jace can't really talk today because he went to the shittiest game of the weekend. He also went to the Zurich Classic this weekend. And also, I got married on Friday, and I'm wearing fucking sunglasses right now because LSU's future is so goddamn bright that I can't fucking see it. All right. That and there's a quote by a very famous artist in Louisiana, and he is considered one of the goats of the rap world. Lil Wayne, and the quote goes, "Dark ass shades, I can't see those haters." Okay, and today that's what we're talking about. We're talking about the haters of the great sport of college baseball and the great team of the LSU fucking Tigers. Okay, go out and win this series against Tennessee.
Yes.
Go out and fucking dominate in the game 3 where they went 8 innings. Luis Hernandez, thank you, and cracked beer. This was a great, and I can't do the whole episode like this, and I also can't see right now. And now I can.
No, he's back.
I'm back, ladies and gentlemen.
He's back and better than ever. Here we go.
Yes, this was fucking amazing. This was an amazing. We missed the Friday night game, but for good reason. I got married, and you know I keep me and the wife. We keep saying like, oh, you're my husband, you're my wife, like, and it feels fucking great. It feels great. She actually she took off today, went to a thrift store and got this good old Derek Jeter. She knows my favorite player. Derek Jeter, respect, got the Jordan logo up here. We're not sponsored by any of those. This is not a paid promotion. But we had a blast. Friday night was a fucking movie.
Yes.
Of all movies, I've had multiple people text me for the playlist. I've had multiple people text me saying, "Man, that's one of the best weddings I've ever fucking been to." Video will be uploaded soon on probably my personal account, so you can see what kind of fucking movie it was. Because, good Lord, we did some partying.
But let me tell you, look, as Coach Rob already said, it's gonna be hard for me to speak. As you can tell, my voice is gone. Lost it in the second homer. Braswell, Malam goes 1. Braswell goes 2 in the Saturday game when it was 3-0. So still a game in that 7th inning. I lost it on that second homer for Braz, but man, let me just say we had a fucking blast Friday night. Friday in general. Okay.
Friday
in general. It started a little controversially. Not really controversially, but we had some fun stuff the way it started. But man, when we got to your dad's house and got to just kind of relax and then hop on a boat, went to brunch, had a couple drinks, and then just, enjoyed the day with the boys, really took in the moment for you. Like, dude, so much fun leading up to what turned out to be we expected a fantastic night, but what turned out to be just a way better than what, I think anybody imagined that it could have been. Because, dude, we just got there. Everything went so perfectly. Everything went so smoothly, like from the wedding ceremony to the bus rides. The only thing that might have been wrong was the bus ride. We didn't have a lot of alcohol on the bus. We messed up there.
I didn't think that was the issue. I thought the issue was the size of the bus.
Yeah, the size of the bus.
I thought we should have had a little bit bigger bus for all of us. There was a shit ton of people on that bus, but also like Dad and Andrew weren't supposed to ride on the bus, and then they ended up riding on it just because, Dad was like, "Fuck it," and Dad ended up Ubering home. Mom ended up getting a room, so Andrew stayed with Mom.
Yeah,
and it was. Whew.
It was crammed, but let me tell you, the cram part was so much fun. I mean, we had the music blaring. We were all rapping and singing, or acting like we're rapping, at least singing the song. And, the songs, it was about a 30-minute ride. And, man, the only thing that we could have done better was have some more alcohol on the bus. We did run out.
We'll know that for next time.
Yeah. For mine.
Oh, for yours.
For mine. Mine's next.
For yours. But I am wearing a ring. It's pretty cool.
It was an absolute – everything went so perfectly. And then at night, food was fantastic. Bartenders were great.
That was one thing Victoria was concerned about. She was like, I don't know how everyone else's food is, because they gave us literally a plate with everything.
Yeah, one of everything.
One of everything. And we sat there, and dude, my adrenaline was through the fucking roof. Yeah. I couldn't eat Like I barely ate.
Yeah.
And then so afterwards you left. We went out.
Yeah. Well, that was also the issue too, was that the after part, obviously the car or the vehicle wasn't there to pick y'all up.
Right.
And we kept getting told, oh, it's here, it's here, it's here, it's
Well,
around the
it's here,
corner.
it's coming, it's
exactly.
coming, whatever. We didn't care at that point. We were just like, all right, let's fucking go.
Yeah.
And so we ended up going to a little spot downtown, drank a couple more beers, I played a game of pool, saw 3 balls I was trying to hit. I couldn't really see straight. But when we get there, the game's on. No clue. No clue that they had a 3.5 hour fucking rain delay.
Yeah.
And by the time we get to this bar, it's almost midnight.
Right.
It was about 11:30.
Yep.
And so we fucking sitting there, we're cutting up on the dance floor, and I go to get a beer, and I look up at the TV, and I was like, oh, they must be fucking replaying the game. And they were like, no, this is live.
Yeah.
Turns out 2 of Victoria's uncles and her cousin went to the game after the wedding.
Huh.
They left. Like,
is that where Bart went to?
No. Well, I don't know. Maybe.
Because he left the reception.
Uncle Bart might have gone.
Yeah.
But so when they left the reception, they were like, well, fuck it. I think one of her uncles, he's a season ticket holder.
Yeah.
Or like knows a lot of people over there, right? They walked in. Like no tickets, no nothing, just new people.
Right.
And was like, hey, do you mind if we go in? And they were like, oh, sure. But apparently there was like one person standing at the gate, and he was like, I don't give a shit. So,
well, at that point, I mean, look,
it was about the 6th inning when they walked in.
You had so that game had a second best attendance total of paid tickets. It was like 12,000 something.
Right.
Obviously, there was not 12,000 at the game. 3.5
Because of the
hour
rain
delay. This was paid tickets for original game time.
And a lot of people started leaving when it was 3-0.
Yeah, in the 9th.
Right.
But even before that, the rain delay, you probably went from 12,000 paid tickets to probably 4,000 people in the stands.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm sure they were like, yeah, just come in, like whatever. Fuck. You know, well, we're more worried about concession sales than we are a ticket that we.
So not only did they get in, they ended up getting to sit in the fucking gold seats. Like just, you'll go sit wherever you want. Hey, Stan, how you doing? Fucking go sit down. So I don't want to talk about the first 8 innings.
So I wanted to kind of lead here because you brought up a great point that I was going to lead to. You were at the pool table hitting how many balls? 3. You're saying 3?
Yeah.
There was a guy for LSU that only saw 1. Well, he saw 4 pitches, but he only saw 1 ball.
Right. And
then the night sky at 1:17 in the morning saw the night ball.
So he saw 1 and everybody saw his 2.
Yeah.
Okay. This
including
motherfucker,
the umpire, which go kick rocks, you motherfucker.
Absolutely.
We'll talk about that, and then we'll get to the umpires.
So here we go. So third baseman for Tennessee, he shit his pants. He shit down his leg. It was all liquid, and it went into his socks, both of them, because it split his pants and went down into his socks, wet his socks, and it started coming out the bottom of his shoes. That's how bad he shit himself.
Yeah.
Okay. Ethan Fry reaches on a fucking throw in air. This dude sailed this ball. Kudos to the first baseman for fucking getting up there and catching that thing.
Right.
Right, because if not, that bitch is going in the stands. All right, that is a dead ball. He's going to second base automatically.
Yeah, he launched it.
Right, Milan strikeout swinging. All right, we don't like that, but hey, strikeout swinging if you're going to strike out.
Yeah.
Then Jake Brown hits another ground ball to third base and fucking boots it. Right,
the boot.
Right, so now you got first and second, 1 out.
Yeah.
Okay. Tanner Reeves walks. I don't know why she's yelling. She knows what's going on in this room. Anyways, so Tanner Reeves walks, and all of a sudden, now I got fucking bases loaded with 1 out. And probably the most clutch at bat of this game. Well, second best. Second most clutch at bat of this game. Carson Beck. Singles. Dalton Beck. That's it. I don't know. Carson Beck's a quarterback. Quarterback for Miami.
Yeah.
Yes.
Or no, yeah, not former NFL quarterback. Yeah.
No.
Cavalier Twins ex-boyfriend.
Yeah. Lucky man. Looks like an alien. Anyways, Dalton Beck comes up, and when I tell you, takes a 2-1 fastball and just launches it at the pitcher's head.
Directly at his head.
Pitcher just gets out the way, which understandably,
Rightfully.
I would too.
Yeah.
Don't know how fast it was off the bat. I'd imagine it was up towards 100.
And we also got to make this point about Dalton Beck here. This is his 7th at bat of the season. Okay, this is a guy that broke so many records at LIU or wherever the hell he came from.
Right. I don't know where he came from.
Even Jay Johnson said he's an everyday starter for the majority of Division I and SEC baseball teams.
Dude is a gamer.
Starter.
Dude is a gamer.
Stud.
So then you look at it,
He
right?
also throws from the left side at like 93.
Yeah.
I've been begging for him to pitch more.
I have too. But so all of a sudden you got two runs in right there. Right? So now you got, what is it?
3-2.
It's what? It's first and second. First and second, down one out.
Yep.
Stanfield flies out.
Yep.
And now you go, oh shit. Well, what does Stanfield do? Turn the fucking lineup over.
Get the lineup turned over.
Right? So
not a double play.
Right. So he gets it turned over. And Curiel, the man of this team, the freshman of the week.
To me, this was the most clutch hit of the game.
Right.
Including the next one that we're going to talk about, because there's no pressure at that point. Game's tied.
Yeah, game's tied. You're going extras. It's fine.
DC's ball was the most clutch ball of the game.
He smashes one to the right side. And a guy that we don't see much emotion from.
Yeah.
Just shows it all.
Oh, bro.
Shows it all. Hits a double down the right field line. And 1 run scores.
Yeah.
And Dalton Beck advances to third base.
Yeah.
Right, Tanner Reeves scores, which Tanner Reeves at bat, a 3-1 count, like you're sitting dead red on something. You know, he could have just fucking fired something in there, and Tanner Reeves probably would have fouled it off. Right, and now you got 3-2. They could have pitched to him differently, and they didn't, and it was great. It was great. That at bat, he was amazing. He walks. So, Curiel, it says he's singled, right? Okay, so now you got first and third.
Yeah, he singled in between first and second.
I thought he hit a double. My bad. That's my fault. I apologize. So now you got runners on first and third, tie game, and 2 outs.
Yep.
And it comes down to a 1-2 count.
Every kid's dream situation.
1-2 count, first and third, tie game, bottom 9. Fucking Jared Jones hits one and shows that his dick is the biggest on that fucking field that day.
452 feet.
All those doubters, all those haters saying, man, he's slumping, he's not this. Let me tell you something. We said he needed a slump buster. He fucked two fat bitches that night. 100%. 100%. This dude smashes one 452. I think it was a 111 off the bat.
Yeah.
It was something absurd like that.
Second longest homer in Alex Box history.
Yeah, the which I found out, which I texted you this. Yeah. The first longest is 486, and I say the longest is 486 by Greg Dykman.
Yeah,
I didn't even know that, but I watched it. He hit it over the Intimidator and like past the Marucci building.
Yeah.
And it was fucking launched.
Right.
But anyway, Jared Jones hits one 452 dead center over the fucking batter's eye and just destroys this baseball and stands there and admires it as he should.
As he absolutely should. Game is over.
I saw somebody post something. It was like, for those of you out there that thinks like Jared Jones was like a prima donna for fucking standing there, he 100% reacted the way every batter should have in that moment.
And every batter not only should have, every batter would have.
Yeah.
When you hit a home, look, I was never a home run hitter. All right. I hit my senior year, I hit 5. I knew that 0 of them were going out. Okay. If I hit one in a game winning situation at home at 1-something in the morning against number 7 Tennessee, who's been talking all year that they're fucking better than us.
I've been talking all series too.
Yeah.
They got chippy.
Well, at the time, this is game 1, so, not yet. Well, I mean, it did a little bit in game 1, but, not to the escalade that it did game 2, game 3.
Well, I think it escalated because of what happened. 1.
But it's not only how every player should have reacted. It is how every player would have reacted, with the exception of probably like a fucking Mike Trout, right? Because he's just a put my head down and run.
Right.
Bryce Harper would have took his bat and his helmet at the time, stood at home plate, threw it to Tennessee and said, fuck all of y'all. Y'all all suck. and I'm better than the whole team put together. Watch this. And he would have took about 8 minutes to get around the bases.
I wish Bryce Harper would have played college baseball.
Like, dude, it's one of those things, like, you grow up, right, with your friends, with your older brother, with your younger brother, with your dad, with whoever. And your situation all the time, and this is in every sport, your situation is bottom 9, 2 outs, down by 1, tie game, runners on base. Oh, I hit a walk-off homer. NBA, basketball, same thing. 10 seconds left, down by 1.
Playing in the driveway.
Boom, you hit your shot to win it.
I know I used to do that.
NFL, game-winning drive right here. You got to make every pass. Like, every pass got to be perfect. It is the dream situation of every kid, regardless of what sport you play.
Oh, dude, I used to be in the backyard with a football and like literally come set, fucking hike and stand back and be like, St. Germain drops back. He drops back. He looks left. He looks right. Oh, spin move. Oh, and he throws it deep to his receiver. And I'd literally throw the ball up and run and catch it and then just start running.
Yeah.
And then like do a juke and then a spin move after. Like, it wouldn't be like a spin move and like jump over like fucking Saquon did, but
jump over ass backwards.
Yeah,
Saquon.
which
that was incredible.
That is ridiculous. Don't know how that happened, but it happened.
The rookie. And then row, and then Gardner.
Yeah. Like, dude, it was just, but like moments like that you dream of as a child.
Yes.
Especially like in the sport you're playing. And it came true.
And there's been a lot of talk about the home plate umpire at that moment, right? He gets on Jared Jones' back, starts pushing him down the line. Jared looks at him, says something to him. Umpire claps back. Jared Jones claps back a second time to the umpire before finally turning his back and looking at the dugout and just going bananas at the dugout. But man, look, umpires, like, I don't give a fuck about the rules at this point. Okay, the game is presumed over. Okay?
As soon as
kick rocks, man. Let the kids celebrate. This is a 21, 22-year-old kid, whatever he is. Again, dream situation. Like, you got to know your situation. If you do this in the first inning to take a 1-0 lead, okay. Tell them something.
Yes.
Fine. In game 1, by the way.
Right.
In game 1, because game 3, we had a similar situation where the umpires got together and talked about throwing a player out. We'll get to that here in just a minute. But game 1, at the intensity that this game was, the inning that LSU was having to come back, bottom of the ninth, 2 outs, walk-off homer, dead center over the fucking batter's eye. I'd love to sit down with Lynn Rollins and be like, hey, you've been covering LSU baseball for 150 years. How many times have you seen a ball go over the batter's eye? Like, can you count on one hand? Would it take 2? Do you need less than one hand? Like, kind of deal.
Probably very few.
As an umpire, you got to know the situation right there. And I get it. You got all these rules in play, which SEC Rules Committee fucking kick rocks too. NCAA Baseball Rules Committee kick the fuck out of rocks too. Like, know the situation. This is going to be emotional for everybody.
Yep.
Let me ask you something. If the pitcher would have not given up run number 3 and struck Derek Curiel out and showed some emotion on the mound, would the umpire would have went talk to him? No, umpire would have went straight to the fucking umpire's locker room and got changed and went home.
Yeah.
It's the exact same situation, except this time you're on offense.
Right.
Exact same thing.
It's rough,
you have to know the situation. And look, I love the fact that all these huge baseball profiles are coming out saying something. D1 came out and said something. The guy that I can't think of his damn name, he was at all 3 games. The one that made SEC Unfiltered. I think his name's Danny.
I remember
Danny or something.
I remember you telling me about him.
He sent something out saying that we got an umpire's problem in the game. King of JUCO come out with a minute-long video talking shit about the umpire. A full day later, like, this is start time of game 2, he posted a video talking shit. Barstool, John, like, everybody that is known in the baseball world, it feels like, came out and said something about these umpires. And look, I hope that we get the shit right. Okay, because there's multiple times in game 2, I was at that game. There's multiple times in game 3, we watched it, where a warning was given, and multiple innings after, things were said, and umpires were going back and forth with a player or a coach, and you don't get thrown out. Like, you got to figure this out one way or another.
I did love the fact that they let them play. right?
Yeah, I'm
That
not arguing that, but
like
once you give the warnings, that's it. You got to go. I
like what
mean,
was
it
that
is
was
what it is.
especially in what game was that where Antigua got into it with Jared Jones?
Game 2, I was at that
Yeah,
game.
he also had shit running down his leg because Antigua's fucking 5'8",
Yeah, and he's hitting like 180, trying to talk mad shit like he's the best player in the fucking
and then
country.
gets drilled, and it wasn't on purpose because it was a 2-strike count. I thought, I remember like a 2-2 count or something like that. Forget what it was, but he gets drilled and does not like it.
Missed.
Yeah, he did.
Missed it off the front.
Your voice is going in. Your 3-point shooting is gone.
I never had a 3-point shot, so.
You never had a shot.
Oh, I've had a couple shots already. I'll tell you that.
Yeah.
But
We did not have any at the wedding,
did not have no shots at the wedding.
which was great. Thank God,
Yeah, because you woke up a fucking zombie the next day. Anyway.
buddy. So we sent a picture. I'm gonna show you to you here in a minute, or after we get done. So we took a picture to send to the group that we met in Jamaica.
Yeah.
And we made a group text and all. And so, now we sent it to him. It was like, now introducing, Mr. and Mrs. St. Germain, right? Well, fucking, it's one of them texted back. I think, I can't remember. But I thought one of them texted back and was like, boy, Robert looks like he had a great time. I was still fucked up when we woke up Saturday morning.
Dude, look, I can tell you one thing. As much fun as I had at the wedding, the most fun I had was just watching you be you. You never left the dance
100%.
floor. If you left the dance floor, it's because somebody didn't bring you a beer and you had to go get one.
Well, no, it wasn't. No, if I
Like-
left the dance floor, it's because somebody wanted a fucking picture.
Yeah.
And I
Or
told that's one,
But-
that was my one thing. I told Victoria, I was like, I want all the pictures done. That way, by the time we get to the reception, we take the one picture by the cake.
Yeah, well, that's never going to happen, though.
and call it a day.
Yeah, it's
But
never
it was
happen.
other people that wanted
Mhm.
pictures, like just like a family picture and this that, which I'm okay with. I don't mind taking a family picture, but it's whenever, hey, we're gonna take a family picture over here, come on, and you get there and not everybody's there, not everybody's
Absolutely.
ready.
Yeah.
Like, dude,
You
like,
had that twice.
like it was. And I told Victoria this. I said, "It's your wedding. It's my reception. Like,
But
let me fucking party."
But the thing about it was, dude, just watching you be you was the coolest thing because, I mean, I'm your best friend. Like, I know how you are at all times.
Fucking
I mean,
right.
part of my best man speech was knowing how you are at all times
Right.
and giving you the praise for that. Like, dude, just watching you on the dance floor, I mean, you didn't care if nobody danced with you or if everybody was dancing with you. You were being you, and that's all there was to it.
Fucking
And
right.
I loved every freaking moment of it. I sat there sometimes on the sideline because my these old catcher knees were just worn the hell out. I had to take a break, or I didn't know. There were a couple songs that I didn't know, so I was like, I don't really know what to do here.
Yeah.
So I'll go back to the bar and get another beer, I guess. So
Yeah. Dude, we had
it was such a blast, dude. It was so much fun. Like, it was so fucking
I
awesome.
told Victoria I wanted to do it again. She was like, "What do you mean?" I was like, "Let's get married again, just so we can have another like badass reception."
So I'll sign the divorce papers and we can just get married again tomorrow.
100%, dude.
Like, dude,
Like, I know, like, divorce takes no kid takes 6 months, so we can plan the wedding like a year from now. We just get married on the same date. It'd be like doing our anniversary. And she was like, "Why don't we just do like a vow renewal?" I was like, no, it would not be the same.
we got to do a whole thing. We got to go on a bachelorette trip again, a bachelor party again.
Yeah.
Like, we got to have.
Yeah, we got a whole year to plan this. Let's do it. Like, you got everybody's numbers. You know what it costs. Like, fuck it, let's just do it. And she was like, "Who's paying for that?" I was like, "I don't fucking know, but
not us.
Fuck it, let's do it. Like, somebody will pay for it. We'll make a GoFundMe with that."
Oh no, I think your mom and dad both said, "I'm done, no more."
Probably.
Yeah.
They most likely.
All right, so 20,
I know I've said that.
20 minutes here on game one. Let's go ahead. We got to talk about the shitty game two.
The one you went to, I think it's because you went to it that
I'm not going to confirm or deny that. However, I have been to 4 games and we're now 3-1, so I'm not going to say it's because I went.
I'm trying to think if there's no. I went to the Omaha loss.
Yeah.
Yeah. I went to the game versus Omaha, their first loss.
Yeah.
So I
First
thought
loss.
it was me. I haven't
Yeah,
been.
I'm not.
I don't think I've been to a game since it was a midweek game. I don't know. It's been a while since I've been to a game,
Yeah.
but
I'm not gonna. I'm not
this
gonna
this
neither confirm or deny. But
this
look,
game too, bud. It was. We tried,
the game too was really. I mean, the guy that they threw. My goodness, how fucking good was he?
dude. Okay, Marcus Phillips. I am making a campaign for Marcus Phillips to transfer next year and come to LSU because Marcus Phillips, buddy, you dealt. I think Ianson was like, let's see what
Five and two
Ianson
thirds.
finished with 111 pitches in 5 2/3.
Yeah.
Marcus Phillips went one more inning, 6 2/3,
Yeah.
and threw 100.
Yeah. They faced the same number of. Actually, Marcus Phillips faced one more hitter than us. We faced 26. He faced 27.
Dude, they used
That's
two
for starters.
pitchers.
For starters.
They used two pitchers.
Well, that's all
Now,
they had to use. I mean, look, this
well,
game
what
was
helped them was the 6 spot in the 8th.
yeah, and look, I put all of that on Jared Jones. You know, as much as you did for his game one, and as much as you did game three, because you had a ball hit to you in a moment that was 4-2 with 2 outs with the bases loaded. Okay, in that 8th inning, 4-2, you had a screamer hit at you. It was hard, but you tried, instead of bodying it, you took a step to the left, went down on a knee, tried to backhand it, and olayed it to the outfield, gave up 2 more, and then they ended up getting another hit there later on, scored 2 more to have a big 6-run inning against us. And on game 3, I watched virtually that exact same ball get hit, and Jared Jones drop down to a knee
Went
and take it off his
full
chest
catcher mode.
and make an easy flip.
Yep.
And we got out of it. So, you know, I'm not saying that now.
I wonder if
By
the
no
Yankees,
means.
I wonder if the Yankees are practicing PFPs right now.
I wonder if Garrett Cole, you know, he can still run. He can't throw. But he can still
No,
run.
he's recovering. He's recovering. We'll leave him out of this. Work on PFPs.
No, we
Garrett
won't.
Cole.
No, we won't.
Well,
you know, I'm not saying the
I
game
am wearing
loss.
a Yankees
I'm not
technically.
I'm not saying the game loss is Jared Jones' fault, obviously.
No,
but the game got out of hand after that play. Right, it was 4-2 again, and you let it get past you. Yeah, game gets out of hand at that
if
point.
anything, I'm going Chase Shores. Is that fault for this?
Well, and I'm really not going Chase Shores either because he gave up 4 runs, but only 1 was earned.
4 were earned, according to ESPN, bub.
I'm looking on LSUsports.net. Only 1's earned.
They're probably generous. You know the hit versus error debate we've had before. According to ESPN, Chase Shores has 4 earned runs given up.
Yeah. Well, they got him at 1 earned run. What do they have Cooper Williams at?
2
earned.
Yep.
Okay, they got him at none earned and two given up.
We'll see what his ERA is because wasn't it 0?
It was 0. Yes, I can look at that. I got their stats right here.
But like this is just we threw 7 guys out there. Now Ianson held his own. He had 8 strikeouts. I mean, look, you allowed 2 runs, 6 hits in 5 2/3. I mean, buddy, you did your job. Honestly, in my opinion, I think you did enough.
It wasn't your most efficient outing because you're at 111 pitches, not even through the 6th.
Correct.
But I agree. 5 2/3, 2 earned runs. You did enough.
I will say
for an LSU offense that averages 10 runs a game.
I will say it's been a while since I've seen pitchers at LSU throw these many pitches.
Skeens was the only guy really, and Ty Floyd would get up there.
But Skeens was so fucking dominant. He would throw 9 innings at 111 pitches.
Yeah,
like you look at these 111, you think he threw fucking 8.
Well, he did throw that one game. What was it? 127 pitches. That was 9 innings.
Okay.
And on pitch 127 was still 101.
Yeah.
Like something silly.
Dude is just built fucking different.
Yeah, he is, dude.
If you're a young pitcher and you're looking to kind of model your game after somebody, there's 2 people, in my opinion. Trevor Bauer. I understand like he does a very unorthodox routine, but has never had TJ, knock on wood. And he still throws. He's throwing 96, 97.
Yeah.
Right? And 30, 31, 32 years old. Like, it's pretty impressive. And Paul Skeens. Skeens would be the other guy. I would look at their warm up routine, their workout routine, whatever, to be able to throw that hard and not have any issues again. Knock on wood, but like it's impressive. It's very impressive.
Yeah.
And then you have Cade Anderson throwing complete game in what 137 or 134 or something like that.
Yeah.
Like
130. Yeah. 135.
against
Something
who's
like
that against? Oklahoma?
That was OU. Yeah. Game
Yeah.
one.
And dominated, right?
Right.
It was great. It was a great fucking game. And so, but I mean, this has been a long time since I've seen like back to back, like more than one starter for LSU
Yeah.
go over 100
Consistently
and
going over
be
100.
and be very close to quality starts,
Yeah.
right? Because quality started six. Yeah, with
Six
less than three,
Yeah.
right?
Yep.
So this is very impressive. Now, look, Peebles, catcher for Tennessee, dude's a dog, right?
Yeah.
He's a dog. Fucking Hunter Ensley, dog.
Dean Curley, Gavin Keelan,
Fisher.
Andrew Fisher.
I mean, dude, this whole lineup for Tennessee is fucking animals.
Yeah.
And this is your first time ever pitching against this team. I mean, dude, like that's a very good outing for your first time ever. Tennessee had 11 hits in a whole thing, but
Right.
most of those hits came in the eighth.
Yeah, I mean, look, it was just one of those games. Again, this game was very tight. You could feel it in the stands. Everybody, whenever LSU got down 3-0 late, right? Everybody said, "Oh, deja vu, deja vu."
You stayed the whole game?
Stayed the whole game.
Yeah.
Deja vu, deja vu.
That's why we lost.
And
Because you were there in the eighth, I believe.
Yeah, that's probably why.
If that 6-run eighth doesn't happen, it's a tie game going on ninth. Yes. Look at the box score. It is 2.
Well, if the eighth inning doesn't
Tennessee
happen.
Well, okay. Well, no. I'm saying that's 6 spots. Say it's 6 spots a goose egg, right? Just hypothetically, 6 spots a goose egg. It's 3-3 going into the ninth.
Going into the ninth, yes, because LSU put up 1 in the eighth.
Right.
Yeah.
Correct.
So.
Right. So you this is where. So who threw the eighth? It had to be Chase. No,
it was Cooper.
Chase started the eighth.
Yeah. Cooper and Grant both came in.
Yeah,
because Cooper only got an out.
Cooper threw a third.
Yeah,
and then Grant Fontenot, which we liked that. We liked a little bit of the outing from Grant Fontenot.
Was very nice. He was sitting at 96.
Yeah,
like he looked really good. He was probably the bright spot of the game for the bullpen.
But Chase Shores. So looking at this, so between the last 3 pitchers, Chase Shores, Cooper Williams, and Grant Fontenot, they secured 2 2/3.
Yeah.
Right, which means that Chase Shores started the eighth, gave up 4 runs. Then Cooper Williams comes in and gets 1 out. He also got pulled in the eighth after throwing 9 pitches.
He's starting the 7th.
No, because we pitched in the ninth. We threw 9 innings. So if you look, they were the last 3 pitchers in 2 2/3. So it wasn't a full 3, right? Hold on, let me math. Let me math real quick. So Grant Fontenot pitched. If Grant Fontenot pitched the ninth, right? If he was the last pitcher and got an inning in the third, he went 1 out in the eighth, and 3 outs in the ninth. No.
Chase Shores came in,
but okay, but yeah, he came in.
Would have been the 6th inning.
No,
because Ianson went 5 2/3.
Okay.
I mean, in the 7th, he came in the 7th.
Okay,
that's what I said. And then Schmidt
which means Chase Shores started the eighth.
Yes, he started.
That's what I'm saying, and gave up 4 runs.
Well, you said starting in the eighth,
and gave up 4 runs because Tennessee scored. Okay, Tennessee scored 1 run in the 7th.
Right. Yeah.
Now, when that run was scored, I don't fucking know. But look, this game was just not the best. It was great up until the 8th. This game was a fantastic game up until the 8th.
Yep.
It was fucking 3. It was 3-2.
And look, we struggled early. I mean, we had some bad at bats. We had some really bad. And look, I want to give Marcus Phillips, like you did, give Marcus Phillips all the credit in the world here. Dude was
Dude's a dog, bro.
unbelievable.
I
on the
texted you
mound.
and I was like, Phillips is a fucking animal.
When I came out, so obviously, as we said, I was there when he come out there and pitch one on the on the screen. It shows you the decimal point. On TV, it just shows you whatever it's rounded to, high or low,
Yeah,
100, 101, whatever. When he came out and pitch one was 100.4. I looked at Victoria and I said, 100 off the bat, first pitch.
We're going to have a bad day.
I said, holy shit.
I said that.
And then we got about, got some people sitting behind us, pitch two, 100.6. And you start hearing the people behind you, 100.6, 100.6.
This is.
And then pitch three is 100.2. And I'm like, oh my God, 100 again.
They
and
interviewed
you just start
him.
hearing, and dude, it's like all people could watch. Even, behind me was all LSU fans. In front of me was all LSU. I didn't see a Tennessee fan in sight.
Right.
And I'm sitting in the grandstand for this game.
Right.
Shout
of
out
course
to
you are.
Shout out to my wardens that got me some free tickets in the grandstand.
Yeah.
But dude, it's like all everybody could talk about at the beginning of the game. You're not even paying attention to what LSU's doing anymore. You're paying attention to this dude's throwing 100, 101 consistently, not touching 101 with two strikes, and you've been sitting at 95. No, first pitch of the game is 100.4.
Yeah.
Like, we in for it today. Where the fuck this guy come from? How is he 2-3 on the year with like a 6 ERA or whatever the hell he had?
Dude's a dog, man.
Oh man.
I will give him all his flowers that he deserves.
Yeah.
He was dominant in this game, and he went 6 2/3, allowed 3 hits, but not a lot of strikeouts. He had 6 strikeouts in this game and had 4 walks. One thing LSU is patient, and we've learned that. Jared Jones on base percentage is fucking astronomical.
Walk rate is very down. I mean, strikeout rate is very down
from last year, especially.
Yeah.
Right. And Curiel obviously been on base the last 40, 41 games.
Straight games.
Those, 42 because Friday night was 42, and he goes over this game without a walk. And I'm like,
streak broke, and I
think that was the big key in the game, keeping him and Jared Jones over.
Yeah,
and
we were texting about it the next game, which game 3 we're about to start talking about it, and you text me right off the bat, boom, lead off homer for DC, right? We'll just go ahead and go to game 3.
Yeah.
You good with that?
Yeah, I'm perfectly fine with that. I promise.
And you tell me, Tennessee goes up early against Case and Evans, which, you know what? Shout out Jay Johnson here, right? Jay Johnson all year has not used Kaysen or Zach if we are losing. Hasn't done it. And he didn't start now. We had a 1-run game on Saturday, right, that he could have easily went to Case and said, let's keep it a 1-run game. Doesn't even explain why in the interview after the game Saturday. He simply says, I'm not going to use that explanation for, purposes that are competition purposes, like competitive advantage.
I didn't believe you. So when you text me Saturday, you text me Saturday and was like, Case and Evans start tomorrow. I was like, there's no fucking way.
Yeah.
There's zero way.
Dude, I've been telling you all year, Jay Johnson came out again after his start and said, this is going to be a Friday night guy for us. This is now the 3rd time that Jay said that. Like, they are going to run him on Friday night next year. That's 100% happening.
Okay.
Unless by some miracle, and this isn't going to happen, by the way, Cade Anderson comes back. It's not going to happen. That's probably your second lefty taken off the board this year.
Yeah, he's projected first round.
Yeah, Cade Anderson's not coming back. But if by some miracle Cade does come back, then you got Cade and Evans Friday, Saturday. But when Cade does declare for the draft, Case and Evans will be LSU's Friday night guy next year. I don't care who you get you can get fucking Liam Doyle in transfer portal. Case and Evans is LSU's Friday next year. 100%.
That's incredible.
100%.
As a freshman to be just thrown up on that, a Sunday rubber match against Tennessee is your first start.
Yeah.
And dude goes just ballistic.
2 runs, both earned, but came in the first inning. And then after that, and I text you, freshman, first start, like he's going to settle in. And goodness gracious, did he fucking settle in?
Yeah. Yeah.
Just
No.
absolutely dominant baseball through 85 pitches, which I think is right where they wanted him to be. I think he got to 74 earlier in the year, or 72, something like that, in an outing early in the year. Went 4 innings. And that was the first time that Jay said he's going to be a Friday night guy, was after that relief appearance. It was a 4-inning relief appearance.
Right.
72 pitches.
Yeah.
That was the first time Jay said he's going to be a Friday night guy for LSU.
Right.
And again, you're at home in your first start against number 7 at the time, or number 6 at the time,
Right.
Tennessee, right?
Not only number 6, take rankings aside, Tennessee, just all you have to say. Tennessee, your first start is a rubber match against Tennessee.
Yeah.
Like the team that has been the team with the most, I will say, like moxie, like attitude.
Yeah.
Right? That's the team that you want to go out there and you want to shut them the fuck down. Now, before the game, they did do a side-by-side comparison. Or no, during the game, it might have been like the third. They did a side-by-side comparison between him and Tony V. And they had an interview. I sent it to you.
They look exactly
They
alike.
look just like. And he was like, I didn't realize I looked so much like him until like people started kind of telling me a little bit. And it was just like, it was just a look that like worked for me. I
Yeah.
didn't want to do that. He was like, it just happened.
Yeah.
And we're like, dude, so I had, the open I started with,
Right.
there was another open I had in mind. And it was going to be call Tony V and tell him that his dad shut them down on Sunday because Kason Evans has a child and it is Tony fucking Vitello.
Yeah.
I love Tony V. I do. But it's kind of like a Nick Saban situation. I think Nick Saban was the best fucking college football coach ever. It's no debate. He is the best college football coach.
Yeah.
And there's no debate. But when Alabama played LSU, a different gear turned in my fucking head.
Yeah.
And Alabama is fucking they're
It's
cousin
the same thing
fuckers
here, right?
and all that shit. Like they're dead to me.
I will pull for Tennessee every single game except LSU.
For when they play LSU.
I'm the same way. I had people behind me that are, fuck Tony V. The players act like that. The players play like that because he instills that in them. And I
look at what Jared Jones did.
I wanted to turn around so bad, so many times Saturday, and just be like, I love that guy. Like, outside of Jay Johnson, if I could pick a coach in the entire world right now to coach LSU outside of Jay Johnson, I'm picking Tony V.
Every time.
Period. End of story. Every single time, twice on Sunday, I want that guy to coach the LSU Tigers.
Besides Jay Johnson.
Outside of Jay Johnson.
Correct.
I love Jay Johnson.
Jay Johnson is...
I think Jay Johnson is... Look, we just listened to a Jake Brown interview, and we're about to get on Jake Brown because I'm about to give Jake Brown so many fucking flowers that, the flower shop's going to fucking run out. I don't know, but... Jay Johnson thinks Jay Johnson thinks of baseball in a completely different fashion and way than what we all think of baseball, right?
Yes.
When the way Jay thinks of baseball is, and it is the way that everybody should.
I think we do need the fridge on this side. I don't mean to cut you off, but I do think we need the fridge on this side because you are like always like mid conversation giving me a beer. I think we need the fridge on this side. It always turns out
that it's always me in the middle of a conversation.
I do think we need to put the new fridge on this side. We got a bigger fridge.
Yeah, it's right there.
It is. Well, you can't see it. It's.
You can see the plug in the wall.
You see my arm? Oh yeah, it's plugged in right there.
But
you can see my arm and it's reaching. Oh fuck!
Jay Johnson is so far ahead. I feel like Jay is a step ahead of everything. Do I feel like Jay can overthink sometimes? Yes, sometimes I do. But I feel like he's so far ahead and thinking, not the next pitch or the next inning, but the next 3 innings ahead. Right. That's kind of how I feel Jay is. And, I got to explain this to a lot of people that want to talk baseball to me.
That don't know baseball.
Yeah, that want to talk baseball to me. And I'm just like, I understand your in the moment frustration, but you have to look at the bigger picture.
It's almost like dealing with parents.
Yeah,
coaching baseball.
You're frustrated because the moment tells you to be frustrated. And as a couch coach, you think you know better and you don't. Okay. We had this conversation last episode. You don't know better as a couch coach, or 2 episodes ago, whatever one it was. But
Might have been 5.
it is something. No, it wasn't that long ago.
Oh.
Well, we might have been talking shit that long ago too. But when we use the term couch coach, it was one of the last 2. But dude, it's just like Jake Brown said. He doesn't sleep. He claims he sleeps. And Jake said he might get 3 hours a night because him and the entire coaching staff are always at the field. Like the game planning, the knowledge, the detail, the every inch of the game, every inch of the field, every inch of how the other coach is going to think. I mean, as much as we love Tony V, right? Sitting here as just 2 friends talking about baseball. And as much as we love Jay Johnson, when it comes to the mental aspect of the game, this weekend especially showed that Jay Johnson coached a fucking giant circle around Turner Vitale.
You know, there's some people that go out there and say, you know, Jay doesn't have to coach. Like, these guys are college athletes. These guys are college baseball players.
Wrong.
Like, they know what to do. You know, all he has to do at practice is just hit them ground balls and let them practice reps. Like, no. When you're a coach at that level, which, again, I could. God damn it.
That went in, did it?
No, fuck no. Hit the rim.
Oh, I heard the top of the garbage can. Maybe we just need to put that like underneath our table. And
Nope.
just kind of
No, because I like it when you shoot it. I like it when you shoot it and miss. But when you're a coach at this level, and again, like, we don't know. We've never been a coach at this level. But my assumption is yes, those people probably are correct. Yeah, all you gotta do is hit them ground balls, let them practice reps, whatever. Like, they're gonna do shit on their own because they're trained at that level to, like, if I don't do the extra shit, like, my spot's gonna get taken.
Yeah.
So they know, like, hey, hit me some ground balls here. Let me take some reps. But a coach at a college level, at a D1 fucking premier school, has to be more in tune with the mental aspect of the game. And if you can get the right players in the right spots, players don't make the lineup. Players don't decide who fucking pitches. Players don't do this, do that. Jay Johnson fucking does that.
right.
And that's what it takes to be a coach at that level. It's you have to be able to deal with, okay, we don't have a Sunday guy. Who is mentally stable? Who can give me 4, which we just wanted Kaysen to go 4.
You said 4. I said 5 or 6.
I said 4. If Kaysen goes 4 here, I'm so happy with it because you had 3 guys in line for today. We use fucking 2. We used 2.
Yeah. Okay, you're talking 3 in total before the game started. Yeah. Okay, I thought you meant 3 more.
Because you had Kaysen, Cohen, and who?
Jaden Newt.
Right.
Who's looked really good in his weekday starts.
He has.
I will not be surprised if the games that we have to use a Kaysen Evans and a Zach Cowan on a Friday and a Saturday, Jaden Newt don't become our starter on Sunday. And then we figure it out in the midweek.
I don't know. Fuck it. Why not just make Kaysen the Sunday guy?
Because he's
from here on out.
You could, but if you get to a situation on Friday where you're in a 1-run game again, this weekend could be a huge weekend, right? We got A&M at A&M. We know how that's going to be.
Right. 12th man is there.
And you throw Zach.
Not 12th man. The ball 4 is there.
Yeah. You throw Zach in the 7th and 8th or 8th and 9th to close out game 1, right? I think Jay Johnson's on the same mentality as me. Fuck a sweep, win the series.
Right.
Right? Win the fucking series. I don't give a shit about winning 3 games anymore. I give a shit about winning 2-1.
Yeah.
And if he has a chance on Saturday in the 8th inning on a 3-2 ball game and Ionson's done, Kaysen Evans getting that fucking ball in the 8th and 9th.
Yeah.
He's not saving him for
It's
Sunday. He is getting the fucking ball in the 8th or 9th or the 7th if it's a big moment or the 9th if Ionson somehow goes fucking 8. But you can't say he's your automatic Sunday guy because you might have to use him to close a game Friday or Saturday. And if you
Saturday
do it, he's
especially.
out of the question on Sunday.
Saturday especially.
Yes.
Because if we get a win game one without him,
Yeah.
right? And then Saturday we're up 4-3. Let's just hypothetically in the ninth.
Yeah.
It's doors if he comes in.
The-
I've said it all year. You put Evans and Cohen in, either one, doors. And I was a little scared when he gave up 2 runs in the first because I thought it was going to be a bullpen game.
Mhm.
I
You texted me that.
legitimately did. I
Yeah.
thought it was going to be a bullpen game. And when he goes 2 runs, when he gives up 2 runs in the first and they're earned, I was like, oh, fuck. Like, this might not be good. Right. Well, then
What
it
was
becomes
exactly our text that day?
fuck. I don't know. We've texted so much between now and then. I mean, if you want to look it up, we can. But
That's Dykeman's. Was that before the game, Greg Dykeman stuff?
no, I think it was during. Yeah, I'm looking at it now. You text me out. Here we go. Because it was that. When was it? It was way before. We text a lot. Jesus Christ.
You said bullpen game today, and I hadn't looked at the lineup yet. I was at the Zurich. I text you back immediately. Case and Zach Newt. It was my response. You say you still watching? Are you watching? Or you still at Zurich? And I sent you a video right on top of it. But if that was me, you'd be in danger.
So for
And-
context, Coach Jay sent me a picture or a video of a guy teeing off, and it was when I tell you, like he's standing here, right, and the ball's going towards my head, and the guy teeing off is hitting here. Me, I play a natural slice, right? I want to get that hat, I really do, and so my ball would have went here and just popped Coach Jason in the head. But dude ended up hitting it straight as a fucking tour pro should. And that's what I told him. I was like, buddy, if that was me teeing off, you'd be fucked up.
Yeah.
Right. So
I didn't text it to you. I just looked at our text. I texted it to my other buddy and said he just needs to settle in. First start at home against Tennessee. He's gonna be fine.
yeah.
It wasn't to you. I thought I sent it to you because I know you and me were talking about bullpen game, but I didn't.
Yeah.
But anyway,
it was a look. And I think it was kind of like an eye incident situation to where like normally kind of fucks up in the first. They go for a mound visit and then it's doors from then on out. And
You
he
know
only,
what I
had,
really
he only had
liked?
6 strikeouts.
You know what I really like though?
What?
Is that he really started throwing that changeup. I mean, he really started throwing that
Which
changeup.
was fucking dirty.
It was disgusting.
He had to come up with a different approach, right? Because a start is way different than a relief outing.
Yes, you couldn't. Your relief outing, you might get through the whole.
If you're going, which I think the most before this, he's going 4. I think
4. It was 72 pitches. Something
right.
Like that,
I think
pitches.
4 was the most, and that was kind of like his. You know how the beginning of the season, not the beginning, but like towards like after like the first 2 series, they were kind of ramping up William Schmidt.
Yep.
Like he's going 1 this game, he's going 2 the next one, he's going like 4 the next one, and eventually he's going to be a starter.
Yeah.
Right. And that's where I thought, like after that 4, it was like, okay, this is them ramping him up, and it was, dude, he went 6, and I mean, you texted me and said, man, I wish they'd bring him out for the 7th. Let him face one guy. And if he gets him out or he gets a hit or whatever, like that's just
let him get his standing ovation.
Just let him get his standing ovation because that would have been incredible. It would have been great to be at that game. Mom had tickets. Mom went to the game.
Yeah.
And I asked for those tickets as a wedding present.
You did? I was here for that.
Her and my wife both said no. So
yeah. Dude, I tell you, look, and now that we done talked about the game, LSU gets the win here. We blow them out, right? Run rule. I called that run rule too. I said, I texted you. I said, let's go, Luis, in this thing right here, and then bang.
Well, we actually called it a batter earlier. I think either me or you said Braswell Nuke here. I don't know if it was me or you.
It must have been you because I texted you and said, let's go, Luis, in this thing.
I think it was me. I think I said, yeah, Braswell Nuke right here.
Or I might have said it would be nice to see Braswell walk this off just because he's had such a good weekend, right? He's already hit 2 homers at this point. Like Braswell had a great fucking weekend.
You said it. Walk off, and I quote, Brazzers. This is not a paid promotion from Brazzers. If you don't know what Brazzers is, you're probably
No,
thinking,
that was his homer. That wasn't to walk it off.
no. You texted me.
Oh, walk off Brazzers. Yeah, I see it now.
You
All right, now I
texted
see
me.
it. Now I see it.
Walk off Brazzers, and
then 4 texts later, what that says? Come on, Luis, in this shit.
well, I don't think you called it. I think you're more just hoping. There's a difference. If you just said, "Hey, Luis Homer right here,"
dude, he's been in a slump though.
he has. He needs to follow what Jared Jones has been doing.
He didn't hit a homer though. He fucking hit the yellow lining of
6
the wall.
inches. All he needed was 6 inches.
I think he needed 1.
No, I think 6. 6 would have cleared it.
8 inches,
Buddy.
6 inches.
You keep moving him closer. I think it's more like, what is it? Hold on. Wait.
Yeah, a full open.
Yeah, full open. So like from here to here. Is that 6?
That's a L. LSU. Go Tigers.
Is that an L or is that a backwards L?
I don't know. Go Tigers.
How are you reading it?
Regular.
Okay, I'm reading it backwards.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I had to really think about that.
I'm so glad we thought about it.
Look, okay, so we talked about this game, right? And talked about a pitching. It was great. I want to talk about a guy that got the party started, right? LSU goes down early, 2-0 in the first. We saw that. We put up 1 in the second, leadoff homer from DC, as you said, which, by the way, Jay Johnson's going to sign fucking every player in the country with the initials DC from here on out. So
he
had Dylan Cruz. He's got fucking Derek Curiel now. Like
he's had Daniel Cabrera.
Got Daniel. No.
Yeah. Yeah.
Daniel Cabrera was this recent?
I'll look it up, but I mean
maybe LSU players. I don't think Cabrera was this recent because Cabrera was while I was still at Traction. Because I hit with Cabrera and the fucking Terrio couldn't make one of his hitting sessions and told me to do his hitting session for him.
Daniel Cabrera, 2018 freshman. He was a 2018 freshman, All SEC freshman of the year, Louisiana freshman of the year in 2018.
But when was he gone?
2020.
Yeah, before Jay.
Yeah, but I'm saying like, I mean, that's
I'm
only
talking
5 years, dude.
Yeah, I'm talking Jay Johnson specifically, not LSU program.
Okay.
Jay Johnson's only getting guys with the letters DC from here on out.
So, okay. So, Dylan Cruz came in, let's see, 21, 22, 23, and then he got
drafted 2nd overall.
You know what I'm saying? Like, so he went a year without a DC.
Yeah.
And then went Curiel.
And we didn't make the supers that year.
Yeah. Okay. So here's a sign. Here's a sign. I just moved my camera.
But I mean, look, you got the freshman of the year. I think that conversation is done. Put it in the fucking books. Derek Carroll's freshman of the year. But
100%.
There's a guy that I want to talk about because this is a guy that got so much fucking heat last year after dropping a fly ball in the 10th in that regional in North Carolina. Essentially lost the game for LSU. Well, did lose the game for LSU. It was bottom of the 10th. But I want to talk about Jake Brown here for a second because what Jake Brown has done this year has been absolutely phenomenal. And if you remember that episode after that game, I came on here and said Jake Brown hate has got to stop. Everybody that wants him to transfer, begging for him to transfer, lost your fucking minds. Okay? Stop begging this freshman to transfer because this dude is an absolute stud and has all the makings of one of the best talents in the entire country. All right. Jake Brown was a guy that is a guy that I love. I was hoping so bad that he would take the LSU hate on social media and just say, fuck y'all, like it is what it is. I made a mistake. It's fine, kind of deal. Now, granted, we gave him a lot of shit for dropping fly ball, moved a position over in the 10th, whatever. But Jake Brown's a guy I did not want to transfer. And
thank God he didn't.
Thank God he didn't, because what Jake has done this year, he's only hitting a solid 308 for us on the year. Okay. And he gets the party started yesterday. Okay, really gets the party started. Really amps up the crowd. Really turns. It essentially turned the game. Right, Tennessee's off hot. Boom, 2-0 off of Case and Evans. Everybody in the stands. Other guys that I'm texting is like, oh, bullpen game. Case and Evans sucks. They're hitting him hard. They're doing this. He's a blah 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 blah. Like, settle down. First inning, everyone. Relax. Okay, and then boom, DC homer.
I really thought he was going to get pulled.
2-1, and then Kaysen settles in, goes zeros the rest of his outing. Okay. Absolute fucking doors the rest of his outing. But then we get to inning 2. Okay. And this is what I want to talk about is inning 2, because this is where a game changed. Okay. You got a 2-1 pitch. You didn't want to get to a 3-ball count. All right. To Jake Brown. All right. You just intentionally walked Jared Jones because you didn't want to face him. All right. Derek Curiel hit like his 5th double in 2 innings at this point. And he went 4 for 4 on base all 5 times. He came up with a walk his last one. So Derek Curiel's on base all the time in this game. Jake Brown gets a 2-1 over the center of the plate and absolutely launches this baseball. Okay, this was as soon as we got in the car from the Zurich. We left the Zurich right at like 3:00. We got to see Rory tee off. I was on the rope at. This was the one you were just talking about.
That was Rory.
That was Rory. I was on the rope at number 8, and then Jake Knapp was in the final group.
Did you see Brian?
Who?
Brett.
Yeah,
you did.
That's why I told you.
Oh yeah.
He was on golf cart. He was on number 4. We didn't go walk back to number 4 because that was way back there.
I want to go play it,
but
I do want to go play it.
Then we watched Jake Knapp tee off, smoothest swing in all of golf, Mr. Butter. And I was right there.
I need to watch that because I never heard of that guy.
Oh, yeah. Knapp, Jake Knapp.
Yes.
Smooth swing in all of golf. Watched him tee off, and then we see on the screens thunderstorms are coming, inclement weather on the way, find shelter or leave. And me and Victoria are like, this is hole number 8. We had to walk. The bus drops you off at 3, and then you got to walk 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 to get to the front. Right. So we're like, look, we're already burnt at this time. If you can't tell, I'm very red, like extremely fucking red.
Living like Larry.
We're burnt. All I wanted to see was Rory tee off and Jake Knapp tee off. And I'm not even a Rory fan, but I still wanted to see him tee off because it's fucking Rory McIlroy. May not be a fan, but I appreciate greatness. One of those things. Got to see it. We left, hop on the bus, get back to the parking lot, get in the car, and I turn the game on, and Jake Brown's at the plate. This was the first at-bat that I got to see.
Yeah.
I didn't miss another one the whole game. This was the first at-bat I got to see. I missed the whole first inning, first and the top of the second, so inning and a half. See Jake Brown's ball, and as soon as he hit it, I said, oh, my God. And Victoria, she drove because her car's a lot smaller than mine. She drove. She goes, what? I was like, that ball's fucking launched. Immediately text you, fucking launched.
Yes.
Immediately text my other guys, like, fucking launched. Like,
I text you back and said, destroyed.
The ball was gone. You got Todd Walker on the mic. He's like, and Jake knew when he hit that ball, it was gone. Buddy, everybody knew that ball was going.
everybody everywhere watching this game knew that ball was going. And then you see Jake, and he pimps the fuck out of it. Not like Jared Jones, because Jared Jones did it in the 9th to win the fucking game. But, dude, you watch that, dude, and you're just like, you just get hyped up because of how excited Jake Brown is. And you're like, oh, my God, like, this is a game.
Dude, you talk about getting excited for it, right? So I said, holy shit, that ball's fucking crushed. And, Victoria's like, what? And a couple seconds later, after I text my other guys, like, I got the chills I got the chills right now just thinking about that ball because it was such a cool moment. And she looked over at me and, like, touched my leg. She goes, you got that chills? You got the chills? And I said, not because I'm burnt and I'm cooling off, but because that ball was fucking launched and I'm fired up right now. And she looked at me. She goes, oh,
yeah.
It's just one of those things, dude. Like, I love baseball. I love hype moments. I don't, whether it be for LSU or another team, I love a hype moment in baseball.
Yeah.
right? I'm a Red Sox fan. Jaron Duran fucking stole home yesterday.
Did you see
which
how
was
far off he was?
amazing. Yeah, and dude was out of the stretch. Third baseman's playing in the shift with Rafi up. Like there was nobody near him.
And he's a lefty too, so he's not even looking
Yeah,
at him.
he steals home plate. I got the chills watching that. I watched that video like 13 times. I got the
He
chills
was-
all 13 times.
He was halfway, and as soon as he lifted, he fucking stole.
Yeah,
Like,
it
he
wasn't
just,
close. I wasn't sure why Guardians coach
like didn't just call a pick or like
can't think
step
of his
off
name.
or something.
I'm trying to figure out why he challenged. Because he challenged the play. I don't know why he fucking challenged it. And it was stupid, but it wasn't close. And, you know, it's just one of those moments where no matter how cool, no matter what team it is, you just get the chills because you love baseball.
Right.
Right. And it's one of those moments that you see in a high intense game. You had texted me in the first inning, their coach went out, almost got thrown out. He's barking back to the umpire.
It was their pitching coach
barking back to the umpire.
So
which
apparently
you
he
can't
does that.
do that if you're going to enforce some rules here. And we're going to talk again, umpires, SEC, NCAA baseball. If you're going to talk about this shit and you're going to try to enforce rules and enforce policy, assistant coaches can't argue balls and strikes. And when you're bitching about the strike zone, it is an automatic ejection in the rule book, automatic ejection for assistant coach and head coach because head coach couldn't keep his assistant in line. The fact that he got to walk from pitcher's mound to dugout bitching the whole time is a fucking joke on the umpires at that point.
Yeah. No, it just SEC umpiring, or at least this game it was just kind of fucked up the whole weekend. Right. So, I mean, you look at it, and apparently this coach is kind of known for it, like listening to Todd Walker.
He has. He's gotten thrown out plenty of times in the past.
To where, like, he'll go for a mound visit and just bullshit with the pitcher a little bit, wait for the umpire to get there, and then start talking to the umpire.
He did it
twice.
He did it twice.
This game.
Yep. He did it in the second. I think it was the second or the third inning.
No, he did it first time in the second inning.
But the second inning, the first time was walking off the mound the whole time. The second inning, when the umpire got up there, you could see his eyes were focused directly on the umpire, talking straight to him because the umpire was responding.
Yes.
And then as he's walking out, they're shoulder to shoulder still talking. Like, where is the ejection here? If we're gonna talk about a guy, a 21-year-old in a big moment, pimping a homer, but he pimps it toward his own team. Jake Brown never once looked at Tennessee.
Never disrespected them, never did anything. He
never even looked at the pitcher. He hit a homer, admired it go 5 million feet.
Right.
Took a couple steps, looked at the dugout, bat flip, point to him.
Bat flip did go high.
And then, but bat flip goes high toward. Now, had Tennessee been in the first base dugout, eject him all you want. I get it. Fine.
Absolutely.
We've seen it before.
What was
whatever.
That? What was that earlier this year? The
Florida game.
The Florida Grand Slam.
Yeah. Eject him, whatever. I'll understand.
Yep.
But the fact that he's doing it to his own team. He's
getting the boys hype. They just took the lead.
You just took a lead after emotions ran high Saturday. After emotions ran high Friday. After emotions are already high because their pitching coach almost got thrown out in the first inning. Like, emotions are there. You have got to understand the moment if you're an umpire. After the coach walked down, I can't think of Tennessee's pitching coach name right at the time.
I don't fucking know.
After he had walked down after arguing, if you wanted to call both coaches in, right, Tony V and Jay, and be like, hey, look, we're not doing this today. Here's both of y'all's warnings. Meet with your teams after this inning. We'll let this inning play out, but we're not doing this shit today. First time's gone. Fine, that's fine. But you can't do it after a fucking massive homer. And look, they didn't throw Jake Brown out. They didn't throw him out. But you still got together. You take all the momentum away from LSU at this point, right? You're hype. We're ready to go. We got 4, 5, 6 coming up at this point. But you slow the game down. You get together as an umpiring group. I guess they ended up giving Jake Brown a warning because they just went talk to Jay Johnson. They didn't even go talk to Tony V. So I guess they gave LSU's bench a warning or something. But, man, you got to understand the situation at this point. You can't do this at this point. If you don't want any nonsense, you handle that before the game at your coach's meeting. You say, hey, look, we're not doing it today. Okay? We let y'all get away with a lot Friday. We let y'all get away with a lot yesterday. Today, first sign, player, coach, anybody, gone. And if it's an assistant head coach, you're going with him. If it's a player, head coach, you're going with him. You make that stand at the plate. You don't do it when you don't even warn Tennessee with their assistant coach walking off the mound bitching. And you don't warn them. But then you want to warn LSU because they take a fucking massive lead here on a big bomb that almost left the fucking stadium. The whole park. It landed like 4 rows up Diamond Deck from being out of the Diamond Deck boxes.
Yeah.
You can't do it in that moment, in that situation.
I do want to say one thing about game 2. And then I'm done with this series. Moving on to who we got midweek. Hold on, I got it right here.
Southeastern, I think, yeah.
Southeastern at the box.
Yep.
All right. I want to say one game about this game 2. For everybody that tells a lot of people, all LSU fans, every fan around the SEC, besides Tennessee fans, that tell people that Tony V's a piece of shit, check yourself. Because when Antigua got hit by a pitch in the 9th, again in game 2, Tony V stepped out of the dugout and called him a dumbass, called Antigua a dumbass, and told him walk the fuck to first. You can read his fucking lips. Told him just go to first, walk to first. He said, "You fucking dumbass, walk to first." Like there was no, because Antigua was fucking talking shit. It was a fucking 3-1 pitch,
and he kept talking shit to Jared Jones, which caused the whole.
Well, the walk was the one where he was talking to Jerry Jones.
Oh, I thought it was a hit by pitch.
No, so the hit by pitch was in the 9th. The walk was, I think, in the 7th.
Okay. Anyway, keep going.
Or the 6th.
So tell him walk.
It was a 6. It was a 6. But Tony was telling him, like, you stupid fuck, walk to first. Just go to first. We're up. Yeah. Like, we're winning. Don't get ejected. You stupid son of a bitch. Like, why are you talking shit? I guess that's just a player Antigua is, which is why Tony V probably recruited him.
Yeah.
But, like, still, like, for those people talking shit about Tony, like, this dude is trying to play the game right.
Yeah.
I just, from what everybody tells me, oh, I hate Tony. He too much attitude. He tells his player, you said it earlier, he tells his players to play this way, blah, blah, blah. No, he told this motherfucker, hey, you're stupid. He called him a dumbass. And he told him walk to first.
Yeah.
Like, I don't understand why people hate this guy.
Yeah, I'll never understand that.
I never understand it, man. And
look, his team plays cocky. So what? You want your team to play soft? Yeah, I don't.
You get hit by a pitch, you look at the pitcher like, hey man, I'm sorry I leaned in the way of your pitch.
Yeah,
motherfucker, like,
no, play cocky, play arrogant, play as you're the best player on the field.
Exactly.
Because guess what? If I as a coach come meet with you at the house and you say, oh yeah, I got 3 or 4 teammates that are better than me. No, I don't think I'm the best. You're marked off my fucking list.
Absolutely.
I don't want to coach you.
I don't either. It's ridiculous. How many we got?
I think it's like 8 or 9 left.
Okay.
Well, look. There's a couple things I want to touch on just really quick. Just that came from the week or the weekend. Texas Ace, their Friday guy, Jared Spencer. He's out for the year. I think he's having. No, it's not TJ. It's a shoulder.
I remember you telling
surgery.
Me that. Yeah, shoulder. Yes.
So best of luck to him to get back. Just a huge loss for Texas, and they still go on to sweep A&M this weekend. But this is a massive loss down the road.
When did he heard it in the game Friday night?
So no, it came out. Well, maybe it came out on the 24th that he was done for the year. So I think that would
have been Thursday.
That was Thursday. So.
Yeah, and they did not play Thursday.
So he's out. Best of luck to him in recovery. We hate seeing injuries. I don't care who the injury is and what it's for. Nobody wants to see injuries. We've talked about that many times.
Yeah.
Also want to talk about this here real quick. LSU fans showed out. Okay. You did what you had to do. My buddy texted me, what are you expecting today? Because I showed him a picture. I was at the game, right? Sent him the picture. And he was like, well, what are you expecting for attendance today since yesterday was the Friday game, got delayed 3.5 hours, stayed up till 1:15, whatever. And I said, I'm expecting record numbers, 13,000 plus. I said yesterday they had paid attendance of like 12,002 something. I think, regular attendance was around 4,
Right.
something like that.
Everybody wants
And I
to
said,
see a sweep.
I said, yeah. So I said, I'm expecting 13,000. I got there an hour before game time. Buddy, standing room only. You could barely walk through. I mean, you're shoulder to shoulder with everybody. Standing room only.
It's incredible.
Okay, so I texted myself. I'm expecting 13,000 plus. I am expecting record numbers that Alex Box has never seen before. Today, Saturday, it was a beautiful day. Not a cloud in the sky. No rain on the fucking radar. Beautiful day. 13,367 paid attendance for the largest crowd in LSU history. All right. Another one of those moments where I got the chills for that. Like, that is so fucking cool, dude.
I don't necessarily have them, but I do have a pimple on my arm. I just fucking.
Well,
like
you
that.
weren't there. I was there for it, but
I have a lot of hair.
it's just
fuck.
It's one of those cool things. And look, that was paid attendance. Actual attendance was 11,439, which is also the largest actual attendance at a game Alex Box Stadium history. Okay. This is massive numbers we're talking about. We're talking about Tennessee. Tennessee has seen maybe 6,000 as their highest attendance ever at their stadium. 6,000. Okay, we're talking double that here at Alex Box this weekend. All right. So I want to give a shout out to LSU fans. Like, we already know you're the best in the country. Okay. We already know that we have led attendance.
Haven't we? I'm about to say, haven't we led it like the last 10 years or something?
Yeah, we've led attendance for the last 10 or so years. Total attendance for the weekend, 38,142 people in 3 days in Alex Box,
which is fucking incredible.
Now this, I'm thinking this is paid attendance because again, we had 11.
Obviously, like Friday night was a little bit different just because of the rain delay and all. But like Saturday, a lot of people went because they wanted to see, the series win.
Yeah.
And then Sunday when the condom match came, dude, it was like it had to be lit Sunday.
Bro, I sent you the video of the Braswell homer with everybody screaming Tigers. I mean, doing the TIGRS.
Dude, that place. I showed Victoria.
My God.
Another thing I showed Victoria. So when we woke up Saturday morning, and her dad showed me. He was like, "Did you see it?" I was like, "See what? Like, what the fuck are you talking about?" I'm still fucked up. Like, there's see what? See that my eyes open? Yes, thank God. Well, he was like, "Look, like, watch this shit," and him and two of his buddies were like, "Bruh, look at this shit," and it was the fucking Jared Jones home run.
Yeah.
I said, "When was that?" And he goes, "Last night." I said, "Yeah, but when?" He was like, "No, he walked it off."
Yeah.
And I was like, "They were fucking down 3-0 at the bar."
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
How'd that happen? So then I watched all the highlights. And when I watched it, I showed Victoria, I said, "Hey, I just want you to know this is the reason why I wanted to watch this game. Like, I'm not saying we shouldn't have got married this date. I understand you wanted to get married this date. And we still would have, baby. Like, whatever you want. But I just want to show you." And I I streamed it on the fucking TV. And I was like, "I just want you to watch this." And dude, she watched, she goes, "Oh my God." I was like, "Yeah." She said, "We won." I said, "That won it."
That won it. The walk off right there. That ball that went missing in the night sky because it was hit so far.
I said,
that won it.
I said, "That won it for us." And she goes, "Holy fuck." Like, dude, she was like, just like as shocked as everybody. And I was like, "Yes, that's what we missed." And so, you know what we did? You know what she did?
What?
And this is why I love this woman.
Tell me.
Sunday, she ordered Legos, right? Huge. She's a huge Lego girl. Sunday, she ordered Legos from Target. Oh, DoorDash it.
Yeah.
Which, shout out DoorDash. They're fucking awesome. Not a paid promotion. But she DoorDashed Legos. And she sat there. God damn it. Her Legos came in. Needs to go a little bit to my right, Jay. Or no, my left. There you go. Diesel, quit moving shit. She sat there, built her Legos, and we watched the game. Okay, so we're watching the game, and dude, I mean, every hit and every strikeout, every damn near every strike thrown, she's fucking looking up, going, "Yeah!" like and cheering, and you know what? I completely forgot about it, but in that moment, I'm like, like, damn, why is she so? She's never like this.
Yeah.
And she said, "Baby, remember I told you in my vows." So I read her vows, and in her vows it says, "I promise to, enjoy baseball with you more."
Mm,
And dude, and it was
there you go.
incredible.
Yeah.
Like, and dude, I mean, she was getting so fucking hype,
That's awesome.
arguing with the umpire on TV.
Oh, hell
Like,
yeah.
that was a strike. Like, dude, it was amazing, and that's why I love this woman. She is amazing. This is my wife. She's not in this room currently, but my wife.
You've seen her on, well, no, you've heard her on here before.
You've heard her on here before with
Yeah.
the Savannah Bananas when
Yeah.
we
The
weren't
bananas
on
game.
YouTube.
Yeah.
And it's been a great marriage these last
Couple days.
4 days.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Couple of few.
it's been great. A couple of few days.
Yeah.
It's been great, but no, I'm nervous. I am nervous though.
I'm nervous for the A&M series. I can't wait to dive in with it. We get to actually do it Thursday finally for the first time. For what
Yes.
feels like forever.
Yes,
But
we do it Thursday, and which we did Thursday this last week.
We did.
Yeah.
We did. But it was a quick one. It was like 35-minute episode, 40-minute episode.
It was very quick because we didn't have too much to talk about.
Yeah.
But dude, this Tennessee series, this was the icing on the cake. If we don't do shit else, we won the series against Tennessee, and I'm proud of that.
Yeah. Last thing, and I'm just going to kind of close it out from here. If
fine.
you're good with that,
Do what you got to do.
I want to go to MLB here just for a second because we had history made in MLB. Eugenio Suarez goes 4 bombs in one game. Coach, 16th time in MLB history, one player has hit 4 homers in a game. This is a very rare feat. To put it in perspective, a perfect game has been thrown 24 times. So this is more rare than a perfect game in MLB history. All right, 16th time ever for him. Pretty cool. What's the cooler part about it? I don't know if you saw this or not. MLB posted earlier that day, it's a bad day to be a baseball. They call him Gino. Gino's in the lineup tonight. Before the game started, they posted that.
This was what, like a month ago?
No. This is 2 days ago.
I thought no. He started the season with every hit he had. He was only like
it was a homer.
He was only like 8 for like 30.
Yeah.
He was only like 8 for 30, but every hit he had was a fucking bomb.
Yeah. Well, MLB,
this dude's a nuke machine.
And Seattle's probably regretting trading him.
100%.
I'm sure.
We need to call Chris.
I was about to say, I'm sure Chris is.
We need to call Chris.
But it's one of those things. Like we're not covering a lot of MLB right now. There are some things that's happened. We're not going to cover too much, as we said before,
until Omaha's done.
Yeah, as we said
pretty
before,
much after the All-Star break. After the All-Star break, we'll really start.
No, long before then. All-Star break is mid-July.
Depends. If LSU wins the Natty here,
it's mid-July.
If LSU wins the Natty here, we're gonna take a deep dive into this season.
Yeah, that'll still take 1 or 2 episodes.
No, but fuck that.
Look, I just want to give Gino Suarez some recognition here.
Absolutely,
right? We're not covering a lot of MLB, but
dude's a dog.
This is such a rare feat. 16 time in MLB history. So really cool moment here, really cool situation. Also, as of just a few hours ago this morning, Zach Cowan and Kason Evans have been named to the NCBWA Stopper of the Year watch list. So getting the recognition that they deserve as well. We've talked about them in depth on this episode too. So shout out to LSU. Shout out to LSU fans. Shout out to Gino Suarez. What a weekend it was. What a weekend that it can be this coming weekend if we keep handling business and we do our job versus A&M. We'll break it all down Thursday along with the midweek outcome. In Southeastern, you just lost your first midweek
hopefully
game.
A dub. But
we'll see.
Real quick, before I know nobody's probably Nobody's probably listening. Nobody's probably watching
Oh, everybody's watching.
at this point in the episode.
Everybody's
But if
watching.
you are still no fucking challenges on MLB the Show, and we are what
month and a half.
a month into the game.
Yeah,
I think it came out. Yeah, a month and a half into the game.
month and a half.
No challenges yet on MLB the Show, but I will say Tanner, a two-time guest on this show, just got a perfect game thrown on him online. I just got the text message.
T-Man.
He said, "I just got a perfect game thrown on me. I've never seen anything like what I just witnessed. Disgusted." You made it. Disgusted is the only word that comes to mind, and washed.
There you go.
So Tanner,
T-Man, tough day.
Tanner, sorry, bud. Tough day. I'm sorry I fucking threw you under the bus like that. But T, you'll have better games if you play trios with me and Jace. Me and Jace are 2-0 in duos.
Hey, we can go play tonight. Victoria's watching American Idol till 9:00, so I'll be on games.
We probably can't play tonight, but I will ask.
Well,
because I have to ask my wife.
Yeah, I'll be on tonight. I can tell you that, and I'll be doing something. Catching up. A new Conquest map got released this weekend.
Oh,
so
that's fucking great. I'm still like 5 behind.
Have a new map to catch up on, but Coach, great weekend for the Tigers. Take the series 2-1. You got your in-house rival, in-state rival this weekend in Southeastern. Just a little 45-minute drive down the street, and then you got A&M on the road. Can't wait to break that down with you here Thursday. But for now, Tigers take the series. Tigers number 2 in the country. Tigers set the tone for how the next 3 weekends are going to go. All right, Tigers live up to it. I'm Coach Jace. That's Coach Rob. We're your boys at Diamond Deck Discussions Unfiltered.